Okay, welcome to a video by Stan's Auto Repair. Today is the 2011 Chevy Cruze 1.8 liter. This should be based on most 1.8 liters. I do know the 1.4 turbos, the heater hoses are just a slight bit different style, because you got a little bit more coolant lines on those vehicles due to the turbo. Now, how did I come across figuring out that I had a coolant leak? I kind of thought I might have had air in the system because I noticed my reservoir was going down slowly over time. Because there's a couple little arrows right here where the coolant, there's like an arrow right here on this line where it should. I mean, it's a small leak. It's nothing huge. Luckily I've caught it before it got real big. But what I was doing is I was over here, had the car jacked up. And I know you can't see because the vehicle's down on the ground, but I noticed some orange coolant lines running down the side of the transmission. And I'm like, okay, that wasn't there before. So I, was checking all the coolant, the hose here and here. And then I got right there, there's a little crack right here where the joint meets on the T. There's a slight crack right there, and it's seeping. So in order to get this off, we need to disconnect down here. See, this doesn't have the clamp, so somebody's replaced it. And then same thing up here, it doesn't have the normal style clamp. And the clamps I'm talking about is this style here. And then we got to disconnect it back here, which I'll show you on the new part. The little like C-clip, I guess you could call it, that's holding this on there. Tools I'm using, I'm using a pick in order to get that clip that's back there for the lines to the heater core. I'm using this special clamp tool, which I won't need it for this heater hose, but I will need it for the replacement heater hose. And then I'm using this oil suction gun. You can use it in a sense, if you put too much transmission fluid in some vehicles, you can stick this down in there and suck some of it out. I'm using it to actually suck out the coolant, which is going to take a little bit, but I'm going to get this coolant sucked out as much as I can so I don't lose as much. I got a spare gallon jug for put the old coolant in. That way I can filter it, get all the debris out, and then I can reuse it because the coolant that's in this car is pretty brand new. The coolant I'm using for this car is original equipment by Peak. It's orange. It's already been pre-diluted, so you don't need to add any water. I got I'd say about half of a gallon, and then this is a full gallon. 22 bucks for this, but I do recommend to use this. Don't put water in these cars. You can ruin your block and warp your head because the water turns into steam, and because these cars do run a little hot. So always use OEM recommended coolant in your Chevys, especially these. And this orange coolant is nothing like it was back in the early 90s and 80s. It's not really much of a Dex kill. It doesn't gum up like it really did in the past. So you don't got to be afraid to use the orange. Plus, if you do a coolant flush at the correct intervals, then you'll never have to worry about your coolant breaking down and not doing its job it's supposed to do. Okay, so first thing you got to do, I'm going to have to get a flathead, which I should have one in the trunk. No, I put my little toolbox in here. am gonna need my gloves though. I keep a little toolbox. Majority of the basic tools I use. That's my, not an actual flathead, but I got an adapter for it. You get these gloves here at Harbor Freight. This I bought at Advance Auto Parts. The coolant I got at Advance Auto Parts. This little pick came in a pack at Harbor Freight. This came off of Amazon. I'll have to put the link to that tool. And if you can hear that humming, every now and then your car will make a click and it'll hum. It's the car checking the system. That's why these cars can't really sit too long, because it will drain the battery. And that's the item number for this suction, oil suction thing. And these caps do unscrew, so you can clean it out. And I'll be right back. Okay. Well, I did a little bit. I've gotten a good amount of coolant out. First I emptied the reservoir. I disconnected the overflow slash return line. I believe that runs somewhere over there for the throttle body. Then after that I disconnected this hose from the reservoir and sucked the coolant out of it, so I could get down to the T and get as much coolant as I possibly can out of that. And also remove the hose off the T so I could turn the connector to the heater core over here, so I can get it with my pick. Come on, focus. Yeah, get it with my pick and unclick it. That's all that takes, because as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, but right here where I'm pointing with the pick is where this clip is. It's underneath. And to get easier access, better viewage, you can kind of twist that. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the new part, which I did not go AC Delco. Number one, yes, the AC Delco the AC Delco replacement is cheaper, but the quality is not improved. It's still plastic, so you'll run into the same issue later on down the ride. So what I did is I ended up going with the Dorman, because the Dorman comes with a metal T and clips, and actual good clips on the end of each hose here, and then it's clipped here, and then got the same kind of connector here. And that is the heater hose assembly, 626-665. I did research on this, and this is the improvement heater core hose from the AC Delco or GM original equipment hose that is actually on the car from factory. And this hose that's on this car is factory. A lot of the clamps are not factory, but the hose is factory. Because a lot of people, and I'm sorry for some of you, I do explain things in my videos so you understand. This isn't a style video, quick fix, go. It's an explanational video on how to do the work, and also some of the information behind it, so you have better knowledge. If you already have the knowledge, then just get you a service manual like an actual mechanic would do and look it up there. This is for people that have no mechanical knowledge, that need a little bit of help. when it comes to working on their car, because they've not done it before. So I want to try to give as best information as I can. And, you know, all of us mechanics, we make mistakes. We're not perfect. If there's a perfect mechanic out there, then he must be the son of God. But anyways, and, oh, that's my hand. Anyways, I don't have a tripod. So I hold my phone when I do my repairs, as I always have, because I have not yet found a tripod strong enough to hold my heavy iPhone. Anyways, all right, so now I need to pull this over here. I am going to lose coolant. There is no stopping that. Oh, let's see. Oh, got it. Okay. All right. Okay. Got that. All right. So now, looks like most of the coolant's down in this hose now. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to disconnect this hose right here, and I'm going to get my tool, my suction tool, and get in there and suction as much coolant as I can out of that hose, so I'm not like dumping a ton of it on the car, because most of the coolant that gets dumped right here is going on top of your transmission, so I can dab all that up. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that now. Try not to shake the car much, because if you look, there's coolant just chilling right at the end of that pipe. So I don't want to shake a lot of that out, because I'm trying not. There's going to be not a lot of air in the system, because as soon as I go to fill this reservoir up, it's literally going to fill this hose back up, and then I can squeeze it. I can squeeze this hose and it will burp it. So this job doesn't require a lot of air bleeding. You can literally air bleed it yourself, and then just keep watch over your coolant level. All right, so I'm gonna work on that, and then we'll get the new one in. Okay, y'all. That system actually worked. I got most of the coolant out. I didn't lose hardly any coolant at all. There's the return hose. So let's get a look at it. See where the crack was. Oh, there actually isn't any crack. This teeth's still okay. It was leaking around the hose, so the hose was damaged. It's original hose, November 2010. November 1st of 2010 is when this hose was made. The stamp date's right there. So this hose is over 10 years old. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into this new one. Here's my knee and my pig. Maybe. I wish I had a good tripod to hold my iPhone, but I can never find one. I've went through at least 15 different tripods. I had a really good one. It lasted for a long time. But over time of clipping it to the car, it finally broke one day. But I went back to the store to get a new one of those, and they had been discontinued. And every other one I find since then is garbage. So one of the retainers came off, And there's the part number again. Oh, we'll put the old stuff in there. And oh, just a quick advice, these clamps, don't reuse them. If you do use these, they're typically a one-time use. Once you put torque and tension on them, the metal is thin, it stretches. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can get you guys set up to where I can maybe brace you on the car somehow. Nope. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the camera to rotate. Okay. So we need. Yeah, dang it. Yeah, there's just no easy way to do this, but you can see where the coolant was leaking, and then it would fill up and then run down the back of the transmission and down that way. So I'm gonna try to do this with me one hand. Okay. So it's gonna go in like this. So we need to feed it down like this. Pop that there. Go ahead and just get that on there. Oh man, I forgot to pull that clip. I need to pull that clip. So take this back out. There we go. Eventually I'm going to do this upper hose, but as of right now I'm just fixing the leaky hose. Okay. Put that on there. Okay. Reach. Oh. Okay, it's on. I want to definitely make sure, because once it's built to pressure, I don't need a. So now this tool's kind of awkward until you get the hang of it. I need to open it up just a little bit more. There we go. Is the hose not long enough? Or is it just fighting me? I think it's just fighting me. Oh. And I am doing this one-handed, so. Okay. Oh man. This clamp, oh, I don't think it's big enough. Doesn't help that this wire is in the way. Yeah, I got this clamp all the way down. Oh. Oh. I got an idea. I'll pull the hose back off. Work the clamp off. Put it on. Get the hose on. Oh, will it work? Because now all I gotta do is just get the clamp on there. Ugh. Oh, we're hanging up on the hose. Yep. Okay, we're on. Work. Oh. Okay, that's good. Whew. That was the most difficult. Ginseng Way is up that way. Yeah. Look for a sign on this side of the road, on the passenger side, and it will say Ginseng, and it points an arrow towards it. And then Ginseng is a one-way road, so you can and it comes to an end of a stop sign, and then Ginseng continues on. So it's somewhere up in there. The houses are numbered really well, so. Yeah, just go up here a little ways. You'll enter into the home development, and then you'll see a sign that says Ginseng Way on it and points directly at the road. Oh. Tourists looking for a cabin. I guess he couldn't understand my directions. To me, they seem pretty simple. Right now, what I'm trying to do is get this clip back in there. But it came out easy, and I've taken this out before. Oh, well, it'd probably help if I had the hose out the way. Maybe that's what was doing it. Oh man, what's we getting caught on? My own stupidity? I don't know. I'm gonna work on this, and as soon as I get it slid back in, I'll get back. All right, got it. I had to move these wires right here that run to the battery. I don't have the actual clip that goes here. It wasn't with the car. So I stole this off the Dodge Neon. It works just fine. Oh, there's the Neon. Anyways, let's get back to this. This video's already long enough. All right, so. Oh, same problem. The clips are fine. It's just getting they're good for holding the hose on, not getting over these little humps. These little humps right here. So pull the clip off. Oh, yeah. Oh man, now we're stuck on there. Oh. I will say these are some tight-fitting hoses. Well, I'm gonna pull this plastic off and use my tool and get that on there. And I'll be back as soon as I get it on. Okay, I'm back. So what's left in this one bottle of new coolant? It's pretty much the same. Little more than what I took out is in here. So let's try to one-handed this. Oh, I spilled it. I'll get a bottle of water and dump it all over this. Okay. As I'm squeezing, yeah, this hose definitely is going to need. As I'm squeezing, I'm also looking at all my connections. Okay. Oh, it went down a little bit. This job, I would give it about a, out of a automotive difficulty rating, I would give this about a 3 out of 5. The most time consuming was most time consuming part was sucking the coolant out. So now all I need to do, tighten this cap back on. Okay. This is used coolant, so need to put that, I'm gonna put that over there so I keep it away from my, so I actually didn't even need this brand new bottle of coolant. Probably going to take it back to the store and return it, get my money back. Don't need it. Thought I'd lose more coolant than that. Alright, so remove me tools. Go get the keys to the car. Now this is my personal Cruze. The work I do on my Cruze is the same kind of work I do on anybody else's car. Because I don't like returning customers. But this car has 128 miles on it. Going through its checking phase. Hood is open, yes I know. I'm gonna let it run. And then just check for leaks once it gets up to temp. And I'll bring you all along for that once it gets up to temp. Alright, well, the vehicle, I got the heat on max. coolant temp is high enough right now to where it would be showing any leaks if it has any. This knocking noise you hear is this cover. So connection looks good there, looks good down there, and looks good back there. Alright, coolant level looks good. We didn't lose a lot once the vehicle started because the thermostat's opened up now because the fan's already kicked on. Well, now it's just to drive it and just check it after, good running around. All right, y'all, thank you for watching, and always remember, if it's broke, fix it.